So this one time, in the 90s, I had borrowed a copy of Megaman 1 from my friend, and I was really enjoying it. I could even beat all the bosses. Except for one. Cutman. Every time I got to the end of the level, he would be there, waiting, taunting me with his scissor hat that looked a whole lot like Pac-Man. But on one fateful day, I was doing extremely well, and I got Cutman almost all the way down. But that's when I paused the game, probably because I needed another Kool-Aid burst or some Dunkaroos to pep me up for the final hit, and then tragedy struck. My mom had just entered the room to sit down on the couch right where my controller was, and even though I tried to stop her, it was too late. She accidentally unpaused the game and Cutman defeated me. Game over. I never did defeat Cutman. Until now, at least. It's time for World 1 in one day. Now that I think about it, this isn't even the only traumatic memory I have related to Mega Man. But slow down, Lat. You can only confront one childhood demon at a time. At its core, Mega Man is a really simple game. All you need to do is run, climb, and shoot the enemies at the right time. But once you start trying to go fast, it gets a little more complicated. For example, you have to be right under this ladder to be able to grab it. Luckily, if you jump quickly while holding down, the game positions you perfectly, and you can jump up again to grab the ladder higher than usual to save some frames. You'll see me try to jump as high as possible on each ladder because the climbing animation is so slow. If I stop here for just a moment, it puts me on the perfect cycle to finish the room. On this next screen, I didn't get the skip during my PB, but if you watch the intro music again, you might notice I showed an example of it there. Here, we run right past the dangerous scissor house and deal with these robot frogs. And we get to my favorite part of the run, pause buffering. If you pause and unpause right after Mega Man takes damage, it cancels the knockback animation, allowing me to move quickly through these eyeballs instead of waiting to avoid them. We did have to wait briefly at the ladder because that eyeball would have knocked us down, but that's okay. Here we take a little more intentional damage in the last eyeball room, and now we're in the home stretch. Remember that time we were playing Sonic and I made my X coordinate negative, but the game doesn't have signed integers, so it was interpreted as a positive and I went to the right of the screen? Well, we're gonna do that here, but with the Y coordinate instead. So just a quick hop up and the game thinks we're on the ladder all the way below us. Taking damage actually made us fall, which is much faster than the climbing animation. Then I casually stroll underneath the Cyclops Pogo robot and head into the final tunnel where I deal with a few turrets and finally get a chance to face Cutman again and free myself of this demon from my childhood. Alright, don't move towards him, just go down on the one side and then let's get it. Yes! And only 16 seconds off world record pace. Not too bad for a single day's work.